Look at that fucking meat stick, Paxter. Who could have foreseen, huh? Who could have foreseen, right? Let me pull this bitch up. So let's just touch base one more time on what we're looking here, okay? So I've had this line drawn out for quite a while now, okay? We've been watching this. This is the start of the bull market trend, okay? This was the bear market reaccumulation, right? This was last cycle, double top, 1, 2. Okay, we go into our bear market, and then here's our bear market reaccumulation range, okay? Finally, we set our local low, and then bull market trend starts. So this is what this trend line has been signifying, okay? As long as we've been up above this trend line, look, we're in a bull market. And here, on August 5th, look at this. Perfect tag on September 6th before our next leg up higher, right? And then as we set our new all-time highs, we did some local distribution up top, right? And we created this downtrend, right? So we tagged once, tagged twice, and then here, this is where I flipped bearish locally because you have to. I mean, you have to respect these lines. We get this big nuke, and then we closed the daily candle outside of the bull market trend. Okay, so this is when I said, okay, well, this shit could start breaking down now because here's your breakdown, here's your retest, and if it was over, we would have done this. Rejected off of the overhead supply, rejected off of that trend line, and we would have broken down further. But we didn't. So it was a false breakdown. All right. So it's a false breakdown. We reclaimed it, and not only did we reclaim it, look at where we reclaimed it. Look at the confluence. Exactly where we reclaimed the log trend is also when we broke market structure back to the upside. So this was a pretty clear downtrend, right? 1, 2 tags, 3, 4 tags, 5 tags, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tags, 11. Boom. So this is the clear downtrend on Bitcoin. Look, same time we got back into the bull market trend, we also broke market structure back to the upside. So now this downtrend is now broken. So locally, right, if you're just looking from strictly from a TA perspective, on this time frame, this is now an uptrend. And we're now locally bullish again, okay? And look, we got this squeeze. So over the weekend, we're just literally just walking up this trend line. Look, just walking up it, walking up it, walking up it. Boom, we got the squeeze this morning, okay? So naturally, you're going to see some of this, retrace, and you probably tag it one more time at like 85, 86,000. But as you're going up this trend line, you're obviously going up in higher prices, right? So higher lows, right? Higher high, higher low. And then here is where the next major point is going to be for us. So whether or not we actually make a complacency shoulder here at 92,000 and reject from the underside of this range, or do we break through and go back to range highs? That's the question we got to ask ourselves now. And so that's what we're talking about and positioning for inside the Discord. So Bitcoin looks beautiful here. And here's why this is also very bullish, because crypto is showing strength here, and equities like Nvidia are down, right? Get this out of here. So if I show you S&P, look. So the S&P is coming back down to look, to do what it does. Perfectly tag our demand zone here, right? So equities are down. Equities are pulling back after rejecting off of this overhead supply, coming back down into our demand. But Pepe's green, Sol's green, ETH is green, Bitcoin's green. Love that, okay? It's showing strength, meaning, and in the past we've seen this where equities have made lower lows, but Bitcoin has made higher highs. Yeah, exactly, higher highs and higher lows. Showing that, okay, there's a rotation, there's a reversal that potentially is taking place where it should start to see the bottoming happening on equities, and we may move up. We will move up higher. Oh, shit, what the fuck? MRB Sunny, welcome to the stream. Thanks for subscribing. So, So this is good. This is constructive, right? Also with global M2, well, actually, let's do this. I want to look at fixed range volume profile. So from the last tag of this till now, I want to see what it makes sense. Here's the other big deal too, right? So the majority of the volume on Bitcoin since this last tag of the bull market trend, right? So this is a fixed volume range, okay, fixed volume profile. This shows us where the most volume has come in on Bitcoin, the most US dollars being spent or bought on Bitcoin. So all throughout this entire move, this pump up into this range, the most transacting has taken place right here in 96,000. Okay. So between these two areas, between 96 and like 92,000, right up in here, this is going to be very important for whether or not we actually break through and go back to new all-time highs or start rolling over. Okay. The reason being is because all this volume took place up here. One of two things are going to happen, right? Either people are going to love this and say, okay, beautiful, we're back up to 96,000. I'm going to start accumulating again. I'm turning bullish again. Or bag holders, people that were accumulating up in here who don't think this thing goes back to new all-time highs are going to start jeeting in this area. Because this is where most people's entries are at. This is what their average price would be at because this is what the most volume took place right here. So that's going to be a very important level for us to actually break through and confirm that we're going to go to new all-time highs, right? So let's look at, I should have some price labels on here. I don't. Okay, I'll put one on there. Like 96.3. Okay. So I would mark that out on your charts too. Is this level right here, 96,300. That's going to be a huge level because you see this cluster of candles, these cluster of candles, right? All this volume was coming in here. So it's going to be a lot of supply for us to chew through to not only break back up into the range, but to chew through this volume because all those people who had their entries there are going to be either looking to exit here at break even or the people up here trying to exit here for a small loss, right?